Space Coconut.
Okay, so I took a month break, as many of you know, so I'm late to this party, but Starstruck is gonna get nerfed. I really didn't think that Starstruck was going to be that good. I thought it was gonna be kind of iffy, right? But it has a powerful offensive capability, of course. But in the context of the Hag, it has a tremendous amount of defensive capabilities also. Starstruck, once survivors know that you have it, are going to avoid being around you. And if they're not around you, they can't see you set traps, right? To some degree. Of course, you have to pick up a survivor, and you have to be in that situation. You will have had to have downed a survivor already. But in a couple of the matches that I had, right, it was an overwhelming just domination of the match. Not just because of Starstruck, but quite a bit because of it, right? Now, everybody's going to tell you that you need some kind of gen slowdown, and this is mine. As unhappy as some survivors are going to be, slugging's really effective. It really is. And so I'm kind of on the knockout train right now. Deer Stalker to pick him up, and then I have a flex spot right here for Franklin's just in case I see a key, just in case I see a couple of flashlights. But I think what I'm going to do the next time I see a couple of flashlights is I won't use Franklin's and I'll just use Starstruck. Maybe I'll change this to Lightborn, because I mainly use Franklin's to stop them from destroying traps, but I've seen a lot of survivors not understand how to do that against Hag, so I don't know what the deal is. But Starstruck, it has a minute cooldown, but for the Hag, a minute gives you a lot of time to set traps when you're not chasing or downing a survivor, right? There's a lot that you can be doing in that period of time. So it doesn't feel like this cooldown is a really negative thing. You get 30 seconds of use. If you can find a survivor, if you can't, whatever, right? It just depends on luck. It depends on you, where they are. I like using Infectious Fright to know if somebody's in the area. It just depends. But I don't know. For such a simple effect, this is very strong. And what makes it strong is that it's in the control of the killer. The killer can turn on this effect, and depending on where they are on the map and where they go, they can affect multiple survivors at once. And in the case of the Hag, if a survivor gets exposed and then they freak out a little bit, they can trigger a trap and you instantly go and you down them. I saw a lot of YouTube videos about people using Starstruck with nerfs, and that's pretty broken. So I really don't think Starstruck is going to last much longer. Once the devs recognize how powerful this effect is, even with the cooldown, it's getting nerfed. We're probably going to see a 90 second, maybe 120 second cooldown on it. The exposed status effect could last longer if they do that, but the cooldown is definitely getting increased. Because, I mean, a standard chase only takes like, 40 seconds is what their statistics say. So you down a survivor, you pick them up, you hook them. You manage to down a second survivor within that 30 seconds. You hook that survivor, and then you get into another chase. Now you can't down this third survivor instantly, depending on the killer you are, which means the cooldown is going to burn out by the time you down this third survivor, and then Starstruck is up again. I really think that they're going to nerf this, but for the time being, I think you should try and build a build around it. Whatever killer you're using, Starstruck is pretty good. I mean, it just feels really good. And then, if you go out of your way to expand your terror radius with distressing, you can get a wider effect. And then depending on the killer, you can get to a survivor within that 30 seconds. It just depends on the survivors you're going against. To be honest, the survivors I was going against weren't that great, but such is the case with this matchmaking right now. So I'm not going to narrate the couple of matches that I'm going to include here, but I think I'll just throw some captions on or highlights. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But yeah, I just wanted to chime in on this. The Starstruck, it's not going to last. They're going to nerf this thing. So enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy the matches. Do whatever you're going to do. And yeah, let me know what you think about the slugging meta, because I don't know. In my opinion, this is probably the most... If you're only going for 4K, if you're only going for that and you don't care about pips or scoring or anything like that, slugging is the way to go. Anyway, I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Bye.